Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here with Exotic Cars 19, and it's been a while since I've uploaded on this channel on a regular basis. Probably had to upload maybe 2-3 weeks ago, something like that, just kind of messing around with a friend in his car. But as far as regular uploads, just me, it's been a minute for sure. But as you can see behind me, I got pretty darn good reason to get back at it. So I'm excited for this truck behind me, as well as what it means for future uploads. And I just saw the viewfinder. I kind of forgot about this, broke my finger. Let's just move past that. For my subscribers, you guys may know that I had a 2014 SVT Raptor in terrain. Good news is I still have that truck. In fact, this is a new vehicle I just purchased. We're gonna walk through it. I can't wait to do that, but nothing had to get traded in. So that brings it to 3 now. I still have the GT350, still have that 14 terrain Raptor, but I just got another 2014 Raptor, and that sounds ridiculous. On the surface it is, but I got total justification for it. So let me go ahead and set this camera on a tripod and do a little bit of explaining. And by the end of my justification, hopefully you guys will be just as excited as I am for the future plans here. But yeah, let me get this set up on a tripod here. But in short, yes, other than I got the GT350, love it. But I have 2 of the same trucks for the most part, 2 2014 SVT Raptors. And they both sit for the most part in the same configuration as far as from factory. They're fairly stock. We'll get into that a little bit as well in case you guys are new around here. But the plans for the 2 trucks are quite different. I've had the terrain one first, obviously had it maybe 3 years. I've got to look back at the dates, but it's been a few years at this point. Absolutely love it. Bought it with 56,000 miles. It's now got 94,000 miles. It's a workhorse. It's kind of a beater, but not too much. It's still my Raptor and I love it, but it's done everything I want it to. Awesome, awesome truck. I became a Gen 1 Ford fanboy based off my 2014 terrain Raptor. Love it, but I've always had the back burner idea of modifying it somewhat extensively. Pretty extensively, actually. And what I mean by that is initially I thought, what if I just modify it here and there, just a little bit, maybe a chase rack, some lights, maybe a little bit of a suspension upgrade. But then I thought, if I'm gonna already fork out some money, why not just do ultimate build? Instead of just a slight modification on the suspension, what if I went full travel suspension to where we had to fabricate it through the bed of the truck, and then I put some spares in the back with the chase rack? Then I jeopardize the overall integrity of having the practicality of a daily driver pickup truck. I pretty much can't use the bed of my truck as I did before. So then I started getting this pipe dream idea of what if I got another vehicle that was a daily driver, maybe another truck, and then that justified, it was like the open floodgates to absolutely modifying the heck out of that terrain Raptor. But then I thought, I don't want just another truck. I really like these Raptors. Not just any Raptor, I'm really drawn to the Gen 1s, obviously. And so I thought, as ridiculous as it sounds, I thought it would be kind of cool to ultimately eventually have 2 Gen 1s, keep one for the most part stock, and then go crazy with that tan one. Not too seriously, over the last 2 months, I've been on like some Auto Trader and some other websites, just kind of seeing some Gen 1s here and there. And then ultimately one popped up that was just way too gorgeous, and it's this one. And it had an abnormally low amount of miles. The price seemed okay. And ultimately they finally dropped the price to where I went ahead and impulsively got this thing just 2 days ago. This is the open floodgate. Once I get some more cash, which is maybe will be a little bit, the tan Raptor will change form pretty quickly. Tell you what, I'll just wait till I pull that truck out here to tell you guys the plans with that one. I've got the ruby red out here, so you guys haven't seen this one yet. So let me get the camera off the tripod and walk you guys through it. I'm pretty excited. All right, and now to walk you guys through my new, to me, 2014 Raptor. This one ticked the box that was called the Special Edition package that was only available in 2014. And what that was either tuxedo black or a new option for another $400 or so to get a ruby red metallic. So the only way to get this Gen 1 with ruby red metallic is to get a 2014 with that package. And so it's not one of the more common colors, but I gotta say it is so pretty. The special edition package had these, I think it was 17-inch beadlock capable wheels. So those aren't just for looks, those are capable to be beadlocks. It came with a new decal, which is kind of hard to tell initially. Black outlining with transparency. It's kind of got some digital camo to it with red SVT. Sticks out more on the black one as far as that red SVT. So again, it was only available in tuxedo black or ruby red metallic. You got two-tone, so you got more of a burgundy with black. A lot of the plastics got darkened up, and then where there was plastic on the other truck, it's actually just got some metal finishes. Really, really nice, really classy looking. I don't know if that's going to come off camera. The speakers are more black versus the other one is silver. I'm not going to go through all the ins and outs, but what I want you to see is this thing is way too clean to mess up and kind of make it my Baja imitation trophy truck type deal. That is the plan for the tan one. So initially I found this truck, it was listed for $53,000. Really wanted it, couldn't quite justify that price, but then ultimately they sent me an email saying we're ready to move it, and they sold it to me for $49,980. That's not the cheaper end, but I want you guys to see something real quickly. Once we get past the chimes, 34,436 miles. That is including the drive back over to Central Texas after I bought it. So that's an abnormal amount of miles on the low end. 34,000 may not seem too low for some people. Considering this truck was purchased in 2013 as a 14-year model, and now that we're in 2021, let's call it 8 years, that is just under 4,300 miles a year on average. I tried to ask why at the dealership, which was a Dodge dealership I bought it from. I was told the guy just traded it in on a TRX, but he had bought 15 vehicles from that dealership alone, and he just had a ton of cars. This was not his daily, and it was a one owner, so super clean, so I justified the price. I know it's not like a bargain, but considering how clean it is, I think I scored on it pretty okay. These red lights here that are there for homologation because they're so wide typically get yellowed out pretty easily. These things are crystal clear. The vinyl typically will chip away. My Terrain one does not have this, but whenever you see this, they corrode if they've just lived in the sun for like a year or two. This thing looks like it was applied yesterday. Insanely clean. So this thing definitely lived inside and was pampered very well. As far as things done to this truck, it's pretty minimal but pretty tasteful. Go ahead and pop the engine real quick. Not much, just a cold air intake, and this one's way better than mine. The tan one's got a K&N. This air raid is just a much better mounting solution here. So it kind of makes me want to get an air raid for the Terrain one. But yeah, just a cold air intake. You see the 6.2 there, not much else. So let's go ahead and close this. Another thing I thought was really cool that I probably wouldn't have done my own, in case you guys haven't seen it yet, you got some rigid lights here. These trucks came with 4 auxiliary switches. He's utilizing the first one on these ones right here. Kind of want to continue that, but I don't want a bunch of lights poking out all over the place. I like the streamlined kind of almost stock look to it. So I want to get one of those light bars that go in the grill itself so they don't stick out, and then maybe one that doesn't really go behind the grill, but it's still clean looking right here. So one light here, one light behind the grill. So that is 3 of 4 auxiliary switches. Other than that, you can see the exhaust is stock. Might want to change that up as well. I love the Corsa exhaust on the Terrain one. Maybe I'll pop that over here and do something crazier for the Terrain one. We'll see, but definitely going to get an exhaust. Then the lights. That's pretty much it. Then, of course, there's the boring stuff that I probably won't update you guys with too much, but need to get a window tint. Probably going to even get my friend to do a paint correction and ceramic. I think this one will just kind of stay pretty clean. It's still a Raptor. I'm not going to, you know, waste it only driving on the pavement. It'll do some fun stuff as well, but it will stay with the integrity and the strength and everything we know and love from a stock Raptor, only slightly turned up with a couple easy things. This is also going to be a workhorse, but with a different demeanor, I guess, if you will. So this will be the daily driver, and I'm stoked about it. Again, it's just so darn clean. I didn't even show you this. Spray and bed liner doesn't look like it's ever been used. And so now that the plan for the most part is kind of laid out with this truck, you guys will still see it on the channel whenever I'm doing these small updates, and when it's complete, certainly you guys will see it, but that's not gonna be a big video series. 1, maybe 2 videos, probably just 1, and you guys will see this thing again, kind of complete the way I have it in my head. The main video Raptor build series will certainly be on that Terrain one. So we've seen this enough for now. You guys will see it very soon as we start tinkering with things slightly. But for now, let's go ahead and get that Terrain one. All right, it's only been a matter of minutes and I swapped out Raptors and the lighting's changed incredibly. So this Texas weather around this time of the year is just always interesting. So here is the subject matter. Shut the hell up. Okay, so here it is behind me, the main subject matter of this video, the first Raptor, the Terrain Raptor, the one that you guys may have seen or might not have. Anyway, but this is the one that I got with 56 or 57,000 miles. It's now got 94,000 miles. It's just been a freaking awesome truck. I mean, there's a huge extensive list of things I want to modify with this truck. And so I'm going to give you guys a very abbreviated version. And we're just going to call this part 1 of a build series. And I don't know if it'll be done in 6 months or 12, 18, I don't know, but it'll be fun. It'll be an ongoing project, and I just can't wait. So that's my excuse now to have this build behind me. That is going to be the recurring regular uploads on this channel. So that's my excuse to it. Where I want to go as far as the engine, again, the 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8, I love it so much. So I really don't want to change too much there. This one, as it sits, has got a K&N cold air intake. I'm probably going to swap that out with something else later, AFE or air raid, something like that. Just something that's a little bit more, you know, rigid and clamped on there. It's got a Corsa Extreme exhaust, which I love it, and that's kind of what I want to do with the other Raptor. But as far as this one, I just don't think it's quite enough. And the funny thing is, I've actually bottomed this out because I was climbing a very, very steep incline, enough to where it actually kind of popped out of the hanger. And so I want to clear all kinds of stuff with this, so I might just find a different solution. I love to do just like a straight down pipe right there. We'll see. Again, it's still got to be street legal. It's got to pass emissions and all that. So trophy trucks, Baja type trucks, pre-runners, that's all going to be the inspiration, but it's still going to be a street truck at the end of the day. But that's going to be the benchmark, and we'll kind of see how far I can take this thing. But maybe like manifold, just kind of some basic stuff. Where the modifications are really going to be is just kind of where this truck can go. I think I'm going to try to start expensive just to get the main thing out of the way. Definitely the suspension. Out of the get-go, you get these awesome Fox shocks. Oh, certainly ahead of their time, but just like I said, now still great shocks. Well, these shocks have never been rebuilt after 95,000 miles nearly, and they still feel pretty damn good, I gotta say. But instead of rebuilding them, I think we're just gonna go really big. I don't know what brand I'm gonna land on, but I want pretty much, to be honest, the best it gets. Whatever stage 4 or whatever, I want full travel suspension. It's gonna get to the point to where we're gonna have to go ahead and fabricate it. These, the reservoirs are gonna go through the bed of the truck. It's gonna be pretty extreme. So that's gonna be the first thing I wanna do. One that's kind of gonna determine what I do as far as other stuff, wheels, tires, and the likes, as well as it's gonna be just about the most expensive thing I do to this truck. So let's just start off big. Don't know when I'm gonna do that. Gonna find what I kind of wanna do. But yeah, from there, wheels, tires, all that good stuff. Hydraulic steering rack in this one. I did break it once my first day off-roading because I was doing donuts at full lock, which you're not exactly supposed to do. In any case, gonna go ahead and get the best hydraulic pump there is to avoid that, because we will be driving this thing like a bat out of hell. That is the plan. Control arms, all that kind of stuff, that's all gonna get swapped out. Again, I'm not even saying brands because I don't know exactly what the plan is there. Tie rods, all kinds of stuff, maybe axles. I mean, we'll see. You guys very well could know far more than me on this subject. So go ahead, sound off in the comment section. What would you do if you kind of had, you know, bar none, try to build off a Gen 1 Raptor to kind of be a pre-runner for the road? Certainly want to put a chase rack here that looks really sweet with at least a spare, maybe 2 spares. I don't know if I would mount them kind of like the Baja Edition Gen 2 with the 2 spares right here and here, or 1 central. Gonna go pretty nuts with lights, I think, where the red one is gonna be pretty good on lights, but it's gonna be more clean, kind of integrated into the grill. This is definitely gonna be more in your face if I do it the way I have it in my head. I want some lights poking out back here, probably some ambers, stuff that looks pretty cool. In any case, I don't know exactly the plan, but this thing is going to use all 4 of its auxiliary switches in a pretty big way. That's the plan anyway, but yeah, it's gonna light up the night pretty damn good. Board made a documentary about what they did. I think it was back in 2010, maybe 9. When they first unveiled the Raptor, they made a Raptor R, the original Raptor R. I know there's rumors about the Gen 3 Raptor R with a V8. That'll be awesome. The reason I'm doing 2 Raptors instead of that, there's not a chance in hell I'm gonna get one of those allocated at MSRP. So with predicting I'm gonna get Gen 3 V8 Raptor Envy, I'm just gonna go ahead and build this thing out instead. It'll be a little different, something to post on YouTube. I think we're gonna have a good time. But what I was saying is they initially made the first Raptor R, which is the one that they modified the street truck and ran the Baja 1000. And if you look at the way that thing looks, I'll go ahead and throw pictures right now. That's the main inspiration. Can't bring it quite to that extent. You know, I'm gonna have seats in the back, still gonna have air conditioning. So it's gonna be a road truck, but certainly one that's compromised as far as daily drivability and practicality of a truck, and that's why I got 2. Did I justify that enough? Hopefully I did. I didn't cover everything I want to do with this truck just because I'm just drawing a blank. If you guys have anything that you guys recommend or some dream truck that you would do, let me know, and maybe I'll plug it into my very own. Because you know what? Let's just call this the channel's truck from now on. This one's going to be a build series for a while. Which reminds me, I probably need to change the name of my channel. Exotic Cars 19. I made that name when I was 15 years old. Much better than stock. So if you're new around here, hopefully you guys subscribe because you're as excited as I am about what the future holds with the 2 trucks. And if you're already subscribed, then sorry it took so long, but I got some exciting stuff happening. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hope to see you guys very soon. Take care.